Hey everybody, I just saw Traffik, which is directed by Dion Taylor, written by him as well, and it is starring both Omar Epps and Paula Patton. And so I just got back from the theater from checking out this movie, wanted to give my thoughts on it, and so going into it, the movie, it's about a couple that are kind of having a little bit of relationship issues, you could say, and they ultimately decide to go on a romantic getaway, and in the process, they end up getting involved with a sex trafficking ring, and things kind of go awry from there, but I don't want to give away spoilers or anything in case you do intend on seeing the movie. So, as a whole, walking out of the movie, it was okay. So this wasn't a bad movie. I didn't watch this movie and think that I didn't think, oh no, this wasn't very good or anything like that, but it also didn't blow me away. It was very much so okay. So I think it was really supposed to be going for a thriller vibe. And as a thriller, it didn't work amazingly. There were some moments of suspense. I felt like the movie took a bit too long to get started. I found myself looking at my watch about, I think, an hour into the movie, like, okay, like, when are things really going to start kicking in? When is, stuff really going to start happening? So it took a while to get going. Now, once it finally got going, it just didn't grip me in a way that a traditional thriller should. So it didn't keep me necessarily wondering, oh my god, what's going to happen? Or, oh crap, this could happen in any second or anything like that, or any big mind-blowing moments. Honestly, the movie felt very cliched in that it felt like it hits all the story beats that you would expect it to hit. So it didn't surprise me in any way, which is usually not going to be good for these kinds of movies, because you want something to exceed your expectations and to stick with you and really catch you off guard. And I just feel like, especially nowadays, sex trafficking has been going on for years, and people really want to bring that kind of stuff to light more and more. I think that they needed to be a bit more poignant to help this stick in your mind, help you keep looking out for this. I think that they could have hit much better on a lot of the sex trafficking aspects. It doesn't really come into play too much until the final act of the movie, I guess you could say. Other than that, it really just turns into a thriller of a couple being attacked by a group of people while they're on a vacation, which it's almost like the sex trafficking part is like a backdrop to all of that, and it's not the main focus. And I feel like that's kind of a fault of the movie, because that really should be the focus. Because again, especially in this day and age, I feel like they need to bring that to light more and more and show people what to be aware of, what signs to look out for sex trafficking, and what they can do to help, and show some of the true horrors, and to show that this stuff actually happens. They only touch base on that very, very slightly, and it just wasn't enough to be poignant. It wasn't long enough, and like I said, it almost felt like a backdrop of the movie rather than the main purpose of the movie, which, based off the title, you would think that's what the entire movie was focused around. And like I said, the sex trafficking, it kind of sparked the initial plot, I guess you could say, because if you watch the trailer, you'll see that they bump into a girl who basically inadvertently asks for their help because she's involved in the sex trafficking. She's a victim. So that's kind of how everything gets going. But then from there, it just turns into these bad people are trying to chase down the couple. And like, you could really boil that down to any traditional thriller that's like, oh, here's a couple on a romantic getaway, let's go after them because of X reason. And so when it really boils all of it down to just that, it makes it kind of disappointing, because it didn't do anything to stand out, and especially when it should have, given the subject matter. Now, in regards to like some of the action pieces, there wasn't very much action, you could say. There were a couple of action scenes, but I honestly thought they were kind of filmed a little bit sloppily. They didn't keep you on like the edge of your seat, like, oh no, they're engaging with this person, what's going to happen? It's just like, okay. And then they throw in like some slow-mo there, and I felt like the bits of action that were in the movie just felt very cheap. Like, it almost made me feel like I was watching like a B movie during the action scenes. Everything else felt like a traditional theatrical film, but I just felt like just the way it was shot, the movements, the choreography and everything, it didn't last very long. I just thought each of the action bits felt... Now, as for the performances, the performance by Omar Epps, I like Omar Epps. I've really only seen him in House, to be honest, but I enjoyed his performance in the show quite a bit, so I was excited to see him on screen in something else. Honestly, I was disappointed with his performance. I felt like he was just underwhelmed with everything he was doing. He was not putting enough emotion, not enough emphasis on things. He just felt like he was very like, yeah, and like, no. Like, it almost felt like he was like reserved and he was kind of holding back a lot of the time. Even his emotionally impactful scenes, I felt like we needed more out of him. I mean, that could be a director's thing for not giving him appropriate direction or asking him for more. I don't know where the blame falls there. I mean, if it even falls into the script or anything, but I just feel like, you know, if he had like a sad moment or overly happy moment, it just felt like everything he was doing was just reserved and pulled back. So that was really disappointing. He had some friends in the movie. The couple had some friends. I thought that they put on a much better performance than the main couple did. But other than that, and then the bad guys, they were just traditional, we're the baddies, we're just gonna do bad things, and that's they pretty much give the angry, grunty performance you would probably expect from them. So overall, I walk out of this movie, and I don't think it's a terrible movie by any means. I just don't think it's a very good movie. It was just very okay. This honestly feels like a movie I'd expect to see straight to Netflix that doesn't get very much publicity in any way. So that's just the vibe I got from it. So it wasn't bad. Would I recommend seeing it or repeat viewing, skipping it, or what? I would say this is not one I recommend seeing. I would not say to take the time out of your day to watch this movie. It wasn't bad. If you do have interest in seeing it, you don't have bad tastes or anything like that. It's just at the end of the day, for the average moviegoer, I'd say this isn't a movie that you should worry about taking the time out of your schedule to watch. You're not going to miss much. I just really wish they would have made a more poignant impact with the sex trafficking aspect of the movie. That's their biggest downfall. This could have been such a great movie in theaters on the big screen to really punch you in the gut, see the true horrors of sex trafficking, and walk out of it like, oh man, we need to do something about this. I want to go and make a movement, that kind of thing. But I think that's asking a bit much from the movie. So that's my thoughts and opinions on it. If you saw the movie, let me know what you thought. Leave a comment down below. Please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the little notification bell down there as well. And that'll give you notifications every time I upload a video. I really appreciate all the love and help, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. You deserve it.